Let's jump right in. On a blank worksheet, start by typing a title for your staff schedule in cell A1. In cell A2, specify the week the schedule is for. We'll come back to format these later, but for now, let's move on to setting up our table headers. Begin with the names header, followed by the date. For our template, we'll leave a blank cell after each date. For example, type October 21st, then skip the next cell. Then highlight both cells and drag from the bottom right corner to autofill up to the desired date range. Now, under the dates, we'll add in and out to indicate the start and end times of each shift. Just like before, select and drag to populate the remaining cells. With the table outline ready, let's do some basic formatting. First, merge the names header and center it. Next, merge the date cells. You can either merge them individually or use the Format Painter to apply the same format across. Now, it's time to list your employees. Once you've entered their names, add the shift start times for October 21st. For this example, let's assume all staff work 8-hour shifts. Later in the video, we'll learn how to accommodate employees with different shift lengths. But for now, we'll keep it uniform. To avoid entering the shift end times manually, we'll use a formula in column C. In cell C6, start by typing $B6, since B6 contains the start time, and then add the time function. This function will add 8 hours to the start time. Inside the time function, enter 8 for hours and 0 for both minutes and seconds. Drag the formula down column C to fill in the shift end times. Next, copy the formula from C6 to C10 and paste it across the remaining out columns. Now enter the start times for the rest of the week and watch as the shift end times update automatically, based on the in times. Let's enhance the look of our schedule now. Center align the times, bold the headers, and apply bold formatting to the employee names as well. Choose a cell color for the headers and in column. Lastly, apply borders around the entire table. For the finishing touch, merge cells A1 through K1 for the document title, and do the same for cell A2. Increase the font size for these merged cells to make them stand out. If you want to add the document's print date, insert a text box from the Insert tab and type in the date. Reduce the font size and apply italic formatting. Now let's prepare this document for printing. Select the area to be printed and go to Print Preview. Please note that I'm using a MacBook, so the print preview may look different for Windows laptop users. If our schedule doesn't fit on one page, start by changing the page orientation to landscape. Then check the Scale to Fit option to make sure everything fits nicely on a single page. Once it looks good, go ahead and print. This is our basic weekly staff schedule. If your organization has both full-time and part-time employees, we can modify the table to accommodate that. Insert a new column by selecting column B, then click Insert Sheet Column. Merge the new headers and label one as Employee Status and the other as Hours. In the Employee Status column, enter part-time or full-time for each employee. Now let's link the Hours column to the Employee Status using a formula. In cell C6, we'll use the IF function. The formula will check if the employee status is PT, part-time, and set the hours to 4. If not, it will default to 8 hours. Here's how you write that formula. Now, make sure that the text you enter between the quotation marks in the formula matches exactly with the text under the employee status header. Even a small typo in the spelling will lead to incorrect results. Now, the part-time employees work 4 hours, while the full-time employees work 8 hours. Next, we'll link the shift end times to these updated hours. Select cell E6, and instead of changing the entire formula, we'll just modify the time function. Replace the 8 hours with a reference to cell C6. Don't forget to freeze column C by adding a $sign before the column letter in the formula. This ensures the formula stays linked to column C when you drag it across other cells. Drag the formula across the rest of the out columns, and the shift end times will update automatically based on each employee's working hours. Now copy and paste the formula to all the other out columns. If you don't want the employee status and hours columns to show in the printout, you can easily hide them. First, shade them in gray to indicate they're not part of the main table. Then select columns B and C, right-click, and choose Hide. You'll notice these columns disappear from the print preview. To unhide them, select columns A and D, right-click, and choose Unhide. And that's it. You now have a clean and functional staff schedule template. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments section below. I'll be happy to help. Thank you for watching.